Are you ready to eat grasshoppers or I don't know, worms or real bird's poop or anything of any of these beautiful ingredients, beautiful foods in your life? Because it's a way to preserve resources and save us from the world hunger.
Yes.
So are you ready for this? Is it true or not? Or is it a conspiracy theory? What is that? Let's talk about it today on our podcast, Queens with Accents. And I'm your host, Natasha. Introduce yourself, girls. And Yura is
Julia,
lost.
and I don't like this. Yeah, I don't like this idea at least at all.
Julia forgot her name while she was thinking about it. She forgot her name. What are you doing to her, the governments of the world? So, girls, what's going on?
You guys, I really don't think that, number one, already at this time, we literally do not know not even half the things that we're putting in our body. Honestly, truly. Okay.
That's true.
So how is this going to be any different in the future? It's not going to be any different.
Huge. It's going to be huge because there will be literally in other countries, there's already a bag of flour on the shelf that says grasshopper flour, okay? Or a worm, candies made of worm. Occasional worm in food here and there because we don't know, like you say always, unknowingly. That's a different thing. But when people push it at you, instead of normal flour that were made of wheat, that will be grasshopper flour.
Who decided that this is normal flour? You understand? So some people some time back decided that this is the normal flour for us. And then now some other people will undecide that and say, okay, this is the normal flour for us. And that's it. It's just basically a fad. I'm a very, very strong believer in the fact that we already don't know what the hell we're eating. So how is that different?
I don't agree with that. I know most of the things I eat, and I know that the ingredients that are in this food, additional ingredients that make that food more delicious, more tasty. We get it's those we don't know, even though they're supposed to be listed and they're listed.
No. Do you remember my failed attempts at gardening? Remember my failed attempts at gardening where
What happened?
I tried to grow tomatoes, I tried to grow bell peppers, I tried to grow strawberries, right? I could not get anything to grow normally till the full size because either insects or animals, outside animals like raccoons and what do you call them? The rat looking things. The rat looking things.
Possums, yeah.
Possums or something else was eating it, or insects would be eating it. The reason being is because I did not use any pesticides or I did not use any chemicals to protect my crop. So basically, it's impossible to grow anything without, quote unquote, protecting your crop with what? With chemicals, with crap, basically, with stuff that we don't want and stuff that we don't want to ingest. So it's impossible to grow a crop. Otherwise, we would all go hungry.
It's the thing, but not as a substitute, but what we traditionally eat for millions of years. Yes, for example, now right government, like American government, they try to take out bad ingredients from food that Europe, for example, doesn't have in their products already. Probably Russia doesn't have those ingredients; they're forbidden, and like food dyes and all of that. And for example, now for San Francisco, the city of San Francisco actually is suing the major companies, like huge companies like Pepsi Cola, Coca-Cola, Kellogg, those companies, for these harmful ingredients being put in their food without like that make people be addicted to food, that develop diabetes, cancer, whatever other diseases, infertility, and they're suing these major companies, and they say that America has basically the worst food in the world. And another thing, that this guy from Kellogg Soups, right, Campbell Soups, maybe you not heard of it. Was a big scandal just like a week ago. You Julia, you heard it too. Okay, so he was caught on mic saying that they're putting 3D meat in their soups. So it's not real meat, not real nutrition that you can get in your body, not even worms. It's a 3D printed meat. that you basically eat plastic and you think you're getting protein and nutrition, but probably protein comes from powder or something, but you're not. So basically forcefully these things are pushed on us. We don't even
You know
know
what?
about it.
Look,
You know what?
let's go to Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola originally,
Yeah,
when it came
bugs.
out,
Bugs.
had Coke in it. Went like way
And
back when.
bugs.
Coke,
Yeah.
like cocaine. Okay. And this
Yes.
and it was marketed specifically to be given to children to quote unquote calm them down. To calm down their children. You're drugging your children. We didn't know that it was bad at the time, right?
But
then,
we know, thank God.
well,
That's why we develop and
now
grow.
now there's no cocaine in Coke,
I'm sorry.
right? Obviously.
I'm sorry, girls. People historically eat a lot of gross food, like Ludofix, fish and accolite, like in Norwegian regions, and a lot of things that we cannot even comprehend here eating. Like we have in Russia this famous dish, холодец, and I'm
Mhm.
sorry, but I don't think that there's a lot of people outside who will look at this beautiful thing in the plate and say, oh my gosh, I really want to try it because it looks so delicious. No, even people in Russia and like in post-Soviet places, they don't actually like this food a lot.
I mean, it.
Everyone I know,
Yeah.
likes it, but not me.
There's this thing
But
on
it's- it
TikTok,
doesn't-
try Russian food.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's
go ahead,
not.
sorry.
It's like we have disgusting cheeses with worms in it, and this is a delicatessen and everything. But we're not saying that, you have to eat it. But when
Yes.
you are outside in the grocery store and the only flour that you can have contains worms in it, and you're like thinking, oh my gosh, this is the greatest idea of all. I'm going to take this and make pancakes with this. No, thank you. I don't want it's like, if we're going to have this without any choice, I don't think it's a very healthy idea. Like we have in Russia this thing that we had this. I don't know if we still have this. Like it's not like we're not allowed genetically modified ingredients, but the producers of the food, they had to write down that they had this, ingredients that were genetically modified, like corn and everything, and you could just choose not to buy this thing.
Yes,
If
to
we will
make
not have this
choice, have choice.
Yes, if we will not have this choice, and we will not have any real meat, and we will only have this 3D meat.
Yeah, 3D printed meat.
This is something new. Like I don't know, 15 or 20 years ago, I don't think that anyone thought that to get a real raw milk, not the powdered thing that dissolves in water after this. You have to go through, like, you have to jump through 3 hoops and go to a farm market, and you wouldn't even know what they put in the cow's food, and you still don't know what you're drinking. It's kind of dystopian, don't you think so?
So think about it. Think about it. Choices, right? Everybody loves their choices. We have free will and so on and so forth. Okay. Number one, marketing. We don't really have a choice. We're being fed so much marketing, it's not even funny. Number two, do we really make the best choices when we're faced with choices? Honestly, if you think about it, okay, it sounds real gross when you say it like that. Oh, this flour is made from worms. But this flour that's made from worms probably is really high in protein, and a lot of
It's not good for your body, actually. Not good at all.
Well, okay, that's what you say now, right? Do you really know?
That's what the researchers show. The bugs, they're a little bit foreign, like, for our body. We didn't grow up with that.
Well, listen, nobody grew up with that. So half of like
Some
Asian
people
did not grow up with cow's milk, okay? And so it's okay. So there's different people who don't eat certain things. What I'm saying is that, say, for example, if you're faced with a choice, buy like Oreo cookies, or not specifically, or I shouldn't like name brands, probably just like any kind of like sweets or whatever, right? Or you buy something that is in your mind is less appealing, but it's more nutritious for you. It's better for you. What are you going to buy? You're going to buy the thing that tastes good?
Depends on the mood. No, it depends on the mood.
Well, it depends on the mood, but then a lot of the times people, why do we have the problem of obesity? Why do we have the problem of diabetes type 2? Is because people make poor choices. People are like, oh, I
That's
love this because it
true.
tastes good in my mouth. You know, it makes my brain think it's happy. So I'm going to eat this. And so maybe the choices that we make are not always real good choices. That's my
Yeah, but that are our yeah, but it's our choices still. It doesn't matter what choices we make in life, with our partners, with our job, with our school, with everything. Going out at 1 a.m. in the dark alley probably will be a good choice. Still our choices. It's the same with food.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
then
The problem is that things are pushed on us.
if the market would not have half of the junk food that it has right now, will your choices be the same? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, probably it will be just different junk food. Like for
No,
example,
because
we had nothing.
if you only
I-
had organic food, remember back in the day, like you said, we had nothing, right? So back in the day when we only had, or literally we only really have organic food, right? We didn't really have like high processed foods. We didn't have a lot of like, I don't know, chips and things like that. We didn't have other choices and we chose from what was there. Where
yeah, and
we were
it's
probably
bad.
there.
Yeah, and it's bad,
yes,
and
but
with
this,
fried
I'm
fruit and
sorry.
everything.
Yeah, we had like people had choices all the time. They could they could choose like a real apple or a processed apple or a fried food or whatever. It's not like they didn't have, when you don't have a choice to have a real food and a canned food. Like, can you imagine yourself going out to into the grocery store and you don't have anything except processed food, except cans? Well, is this like, this is the same?
Yeah,
You can
it's
take, you can choose this food, you can choose this can, or you can choose this can, but there's no real even frozen meat or frozen fish. You can only have a can or
yeah.
a pasta or whatever. Is this the we're talking about this kind of freedom of choice? I've rewatched, I think I rewatched, yes, this movie with Christian Bale, Equilibrium. You remember, it's loosely based on 451 Fahrenheit novel, when they were deprived of emotions. They couldn't, they were shooting something in their system, and they were not, they were emotionless, and they actually like burned books and pictures and everything to not be able to feel anything, freedom, joy, sadness, and whatever. I'm not saying this is completely the same, but it is very close, don't you think? If you don't know what's in there, in this tube, in this can, in this package, okay, maybe there's worms in it and you just don't know it, and it tastes fine. It's a well, you don't know it and you still eat it.
That brings me to my original point. I already don't know what's in my food. Like,
So you're ready to
But you
accept it. You're
hope.
ready to accept it.
a lot of
Uh,
the
the-
But you
stuff, a
hope.
lot of the stuff that I consume on a daily basis, I have no idea what's in it. You understand? Like literally, like if you go down to the
I know.
nitty-gritty of it, I don't know what's in it.
Well, you probably know. If you eat your borscht, you know what ingredients. If you put only fresh vegetables,
Okay,
fruits,
but
yeah,
where
maybe
did
not
those foods come
pesticides,
from?
but
Exactly. Where did those
it's
foods come
different.
from?
It's different from
How were they raised? All of our food is genetically
yes.
modified. When people are saying genetically modified foods, all of our food is genetically modified. All of it. We have we did selection for over years and years and years to receive the fruits and vegetables that we like now. Have you, when you grew up, did you see strawberries like this big? Literally,
No, not as a pomegranate that I bought just recently, like the size of a watermelon. Yeah, that's but the outside of the point. Again, it's ingredients. It's still, yeah, it's toxins, whatever. But I'm talking about like intentional replacement of one food group from another in sake of saving the environment. For example, cows fart too much, right?
Oh yeah.
And they destroy our atmosphere. And let's try to switch people from eating beef to eating 3D beef or worms or whatever, not because we don't know what's inside of the cow, but because they think they're destroying our ecology. At the same time, these people who make this decision, they fly private planes
It's already been done
10 times a day.
It's already has been done in countries like Japan. They don't have enough land to farm those cows, so their beef is super expensive. It's still on the market, it's available, but it's super expensive. Same thing in South Korea, it's super expensive. So what do they eat instead? They eat fish, they eat other sources of protein like soy, right? The whole entire nations. Why? Because they don't have enough area to raise the cows.
But in America and Russia, it's enough areas to raise cows, enough areas to raise any kind of animals. But they're still trying to change that and bring the narrative that people should switch, people must switch, people to change our ecology. And like, I don't agree with that. For example, I don't agree with that. I don't eat beef personally, but it doesn't mean other people shouldn't. It's
market economy. So basically, the meat is going to cost more, and it's going to be your choice to either buy meat or buy alternatives to meat, including 3D meat, which I don't even know what's in it. But again, it's going to be your choice. You either shell out the money if you want to eat the real beef or not.
Nadia agrees with what's going on, and I don't. What about you?
It's not necessarily that I agree.
I don't agree with.
I think.
Yes, you're ready for the future. You're ready for warm flour.
We as people, we don't have enough means. We don't have enough push to do anything about it. That's what I'm saying.
Well, at least we can talk about it. We can talk about it. And maybe like Italy, for example, they appreciate and they love their food culture. The food culture in Italy is huge. It's like one of the biggest in the world, right? We know that. Mm-hmm. And they preserve it. It's their national treasure. It's in their law books that, everything about food and how it's supposed to be presented in their country. So when the other countries started pushing this narrative, Italy refused to put on their shelves flour made of bugs. They refused a lot of things because they want to keep this traditional food obsession, food appreciation for their kids as well. So it's possible. But will other countries, yes, like Japan, they cannot do it, but other countries can, and it's somebody making it, so it's not our choice. What else? Like, what other food or ingredients we can expect in our food soon? For example, Julia was talking about some kind of cookies with worms.
Yeah, but
cookies with worms.
We can expect a lot of things, I guess. We can expect worms and crickets and everything. But you were saying earlier about you have to pay a lot of money to get the real food. Will you do it? It is a segregation that we already have, because the farm milk and farm chickens and everything, they cost a lot. And if we're going in this direction, does it mean that there are going to be 2 or 3 types of people, healthy one who actually can do it, who actually can know what they're eating, eat healthy and real food, and people of the third species or something like that who will eat some plastic. If we're talking, if we're looking this way, this is intentional harming of popularity. If we are saying that it is a natural evolution of food, and potatoes and tomatoes and cucumbers are now healthier because they can live through a lot of harsh environment, and the soil is not that good, and that's why we put more chemicals in it, and this why everything is going on. This is it's like 2 different directions. So if this is evolution of a food and everything is going to be fine, and I know that people like from some Asian country, they eat like dogs and everything, and we don't. And we eat something that you don't eat in USA, like, and the bread in China is sweet. So everyone has the different tastes. Of course, it is normal, and you can actually develop another taste in your mouth. So you would enjoy things like warm flour, I guess. I don't know. Maybe this will happen, but if the world will have a real good food and you won't have resources to buy it, what are you going to think about this then?
It's
Are you going to
already
enjoy your plastic 3D meat?
it's already happening.
Yeah.
It's already happening, and it's been happening ever since we left the idea of growing our own food in our backyard. Ever since we urbanized, ever since we moved from, the living on the land into the urban areas, it's already been happening. Now, what I'm more outraged about, it's not of like this thing that's going on, because this is, again, to me, that's like just the normal of the way of things of the world is changing and we're changing with it. What I'm
Yeah.
outraged about is that things like that are being banned, right? Like this, what is it? Potassium bromate. Okay. So it's being banned for being carcinogenic, right?
Mhm.
But they're like, oh, the ban is not going to take effect until like sometime in 2027. So in my head, I'm like,
Right.
oh, wait a second.
Why? Yeah.
We know it's carcinogenic. Shouldn't we ban it right away?
Yeah.
Versus
That's
2027?
true. That's true. They say that's how they explain it. With the food dyes, for example, that the company needs to change their whole production, because they were doing it so much time with this particular ingredients that it will take years for them to remove that ingredients.
So all
Years
years, it's okay for
to
people
change the recipe.
That's
Yeah,
what
it's ridiculous. It sounds ridiculous to me, but it's true. It's true that it takes years. Even they remove, with this dice, I think they gave them like 2 years or 3 years or
that's
more.
crazy to me. Like, look at Japan, right? And I make it sound like Japan is like the best country in the world, but but Japan, for example, when they're making their soft drinks, right, they make the outside plastic bottles or like plastic covers of the bottles very colorful, but the actual liquid on the inside is colorless, right? So it still attracts the customer's attention, because why do they make it different colors? Is to attract your attention, because they want something attention grabbing, they want something that kids will like, right? So they just make the outside pretty and colorful. The inside, they don't color the actual product. Why can't we do that? Hello? Like, why?
Yeah, but when you put it in a glass, maybe that's why it's white. I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. I agree.
I've seen so many videos from US where people drink their coffee. I think they drink sugar with a little bit of coffee. I think this is why they don't make this
Sure.
thing that in Japan, because it is a culture of consuming so much sugar. Everything's sugary. Like, I see a lot of your food and I'm horrified how much sugar in it. Like, this is something that I don't think that we will be able to consume here in Russia, and like right now. Sometimes when I go out and take out the coffee, and I never drink like sugared coffee because I don't like it. And when I see on those tons of whipped cream and everything and some waffles, and it blows my mind. It's not coffee anymore. It's something.
It's a meal.
It's like, do you remember? Yeah. Do you remember like they in 19th century they didn't have a like sugar, but they had the sugar hats. It's like you're taking your sugar hat and just going and munching on it. It's something like this for me.
Yeah, but I'll tell you how difficult to find food without sugar in America. So I stopped eating added sugar, right? And I eat fruits and stuff like that, but I check all food for added sugar. Very difficult. It's almost impossible to find bread without added sugar. Almost impossible. At least 2 grams, whatever amount of grams will be added to that bread. And I'm like, why? It doesn't even taste sweet. Why do you put sugar? Just take it out. And with any other foods, the same. You look at any baked goods, it's always sugar. Any frozen food, that is like normal dinner, and it's not supposed to have sugar in it because it's like vegetables, right? And it's in meat. You turn around and ingredients list, it's sugar. It's 10 grams sugar. Like, why? What does sugar do it? It doesn't even. And I remember eating this food. I don't remember it tasting sweet. So they added for like being addictive food. Like, what's the reason?
I mean,
Yes, Vinny?
sugar is addictive. It has been proven that sugar is addictive.
Yeah.
It's sort of like an allowed drug, you know. So, I mean, like alcohol is an allowed drug, right? Like you can buy
Coffee.
Coffee is an allowed drug.
Cheers.
Yeah.
I'm feeling this coffee in my blood right now. This drug.
Certain foods are allowed, and we consume them on a daily basis, and they are addictive, definitely. Like coffee. Take coffee for example. I went to Colombia on a coffee farm, and they showed us how they grow coffee. And they showed us what they do to not use pesticides. So to not use pesticides, they use other insects that eat the insects that eat the plant.
Oh, that's nice.
Right, which is a more ecological way of controlling, right? Those
Yeah.
But she said that no matter how clean we raise our coffee, once we get it, once we gather it and dry it and send it to a like a facility to be stored, coffee has an affinity to all of the other chemicals and everything, so it can attract the chemicals. If you put a bale of coffee next to like some pesticides or chemicals or something, the coffee will automatically just absorb whatever is floating in the air and whatever is in the proximity. So she says that unless we have full 100% control of every step that the coffee makes to the consumer, we cannot guarantee that this coffee is safe.
Yeah, the same with fruits and vegetables, right? First of all, they grow. It's the same basically field, like separated by a fence. It's impossible not contaminate, right? Cross-contaminate. And then for just saving it, to store them and have them in a store and driving them in long distance, they have to put something on top of it. They put tons of stuff on our bananas, our apples, our berries, and there's dirty thousands exist, like peaches and strawberries that you're not supposed to. It has so much stuff in it. And that organic apple, by the time it's in the store, it covers all kind of stuff just to be protected. Yeah, microplastic, everything, so it won't rot, because we know how fast they rot, fruits and vegetables, especially berries. Like you buy your berries, and there's like they were been, I know, a month from the field, away from the field. How do they manage to keep it in this beautiful shape? I remember I watched a video of in Singapore, from a woman in Singapore. She was Russian speaking woman, and she lives in Singapore, and she was showing what she bought in Singapore market. Okay, and she shows these raspberries. She like, I bought raspberries, and I look at it, and there is a American brand on it. So the American, there's some raspberries were delivered from America to Singapore. Just imagine how long it was on the road. What did they put in this raspberry to look this fresh and beautiful?
Right.
What do you eat at the end of the day?
Same thing with bananas. Like they were showing how they harvest bananas.
Oh my God, it gave me a heart attack.
They're all green, because if they harvest yellow bananas, they will never make it to their destination. They show how they package the bananas. They show how they make sure that none of them are bruised or like discolored or anything, because then nobody's going to buy them, right? So all of that process and the transportation and all of that, it's just insane what our foods are going through. And this is why I keep saying we don't know what we're putting in our bodies. We think we know, but we really don't. 100% we really don't. Unless you planted it yourself,
100% no.
You grew it yourself. But even if you did that, do you know what's in the soil that you bought from the store?
If it's your soil, if you have a land,
compost. If you made it out
and
of
then your house is built on a cemetery. Sorry, I didn't mean that.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, you really do not know. Well, can you control the rain? So unless you have a greenhouse and you're watering the plants with like your water that you know where it comes from, the rain that comes down from the clouds it passes through so many different levels of like chemicals and gases and God knows what else. And then it waters the plants. We do
Yeah.
not know what's in the food. And you can tell me otherwise. I will firmly stand my ground. We do not know what we're eating. That's it.
Not bugs,
Do
though.
you
Wheat.
do you know
Flour.
have you
Flour.
ever like have you ever like had a comparison between the chicken that you're buying at the store with the chicken that you buying from the farmers? This
I've
yellow
seen
chicken,
videos, but I personally I
yes,
didn't compare it, but I've seen videos.
it is like the difference is I'm sorry, it's like a pale something that should be chicken, and this yellow bright very glossy piece of meat that is a farmer's chicken. So we still can find the difference, and we still can differentiate and understand this is better maybe than this one, and like what's going to happen if we will not have anything to compare it with. If I get that you're saying that you don't know what we're putting in our mouth, but what if you are going to the store and you will absolutely know for 100% this is plastic food, this is not real food, and everything that you eat is artificial? It's like Matrix.
Okay, but
They feed you
again,
some pasta or something like this, and you're thinking that this is chicken.
correct. But my thing is that if this is we as a civilization, if this is what we're coming to, and our survival is dependent on us changing what we eat, right? So it's either you die or you eat whatever 3D printed whatever that you don't even
I
know.
don't
what
think
it is.
we'll survive long after that if we start eating 3D printed meat.
Again,
Well, that's
you think-
it's gonna
you
be
think
the
what
end of it.
you- 'cause
Elite will survive.
people are very adaptive. Our systems, our
Yeah.
bodies have evolved and adapted to so many different things throughout like the thousands of years that humanity is alive. We have adapted.
I
to
mean
so-
Darwin.
we have, because think about it. If you think about like the first people, did they have as much radiation like we do now? I don't think so. We drive our cars
We
every
have-
day. We have
yeah.
cell phones. We have electrical everything in our houses and surrounding us. They did not have that much radiation surrounding them like as we do now.
And they died in 30.
We
Yes,
adapt.
that's true.
But not all of
That's
you know what? That's not true. Actually, what they're saying is that, and I was under that impression too. They're saying that the median age of death was 30, but it didn't mean that nobody died later on. It
Well,
means
yes,
that
of course.
median age.
Like take Michelangelo, for example, right? They do
Right.
live long like,
Essentially,
life.
we can adapt. We can
Or
survive.
Leonardo da Vinci.
If anything, we are the cockroaches
Da
of the
Vinci.
earth. You understand? Because
Absolutely. Absolutely
we have this-
true.
we have this comedy movie, Russian comedy movie, and there's this scene when a man he wants to get rid of this cow because he doesn't need it anymore, and they decide to put the cow in the jet, in the military jet, and to fly it somewhere. I don't remember like where. And when the commandant of this place knew about this, and they put they landed the jet back on Earth, and they opened this jet, and they found this cow who was like standing like on her force, and she did not like fall down from this jet when they opened this I don't know how it is it
compartment.
Luke.
Well,
no.
okay. I don't know. The
Wait,
The thing.
hatch?
The thing
yeah,
thing
like
wor-
the
works for everything.
the trap
The
door,
thing.
yes, like this trap door, this trap door, and one of the men says, "Хочешь жить, не так раскорячишься."
Okay.
So
Yes.
if you want to leave, you're gonna
You'll-
find
you'll
your way,
spread
your balance.
You'll spread
You'll
your
spread your legs, yes. So I guess that yes,
And
it
that's how
is
they
true.
went
Like if
to porn.
if we're going to be like in this poor state that we have to survive, we will have to eat like chemical plastic or whatever, then yes, of course, can we not lead
Yeah.
ourselves to this poor place where there's not going to be anything else to survive just to eat plastic. Can we just stop like here? Yes, we have chemicals. Yes, we have bad soil, good soil. Just let's stop, please.
Well, there's dude talking about this dude who, his talking was leaked about 3D meat and Campbell soup. He was fired from his position, and they started talking. No, we have only real ingredients in our soups, normal ingredients. It's all lies and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, they want to show you that 3D meat is still not normal. It's not something that you have to consume right now. It's still, whatever it is.
Because society is not ready for this. I guess
No.
that society is not actually ready to make it okay to eat something that was artificially made. Yes, we have a lot of chemicals and we adapted to this, and we know that a lot of those, ingredients with E25, 400 and something, we consume it okay. But to read ingredient list 3D printed meat, I don't think it's gonna be like, the best way to sell the product now.
And then how about bugs? Okay, you guys are bugs this, bugs that.
Bugs.
You know the majority of our red dye comes from bugs.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do.
If you have ever eaten anything that's red in color, it's bugs.
It's
ground
okay.
up bugs.
Like somehow I made a peace with it. Like I understand that it's small amount, and also in cheese, the color cheese, cheddar, it comes from some kind of worms, because it's a small amount. But like make it actually a pie out of it. It just makes me a little bit, nervous, tiny bit. But like
Okay, Natasha, have you ever eaten horse meat?
no.
So you see,
Never.
it's very normally accepted in Kazakhstan and in Mongolia, I
Yeah.
think, too, to eat horse meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, people
Yeah.
on the
I'm from
Western side of the world,
Kazakhstan, people.
right?
That's
So
why
people-
Nadia is mentioning it.
But people from the Western side of the world, they would never even think to eat horse meat, right?
Still
In
meat.
Florida, I know in Florida, it's banned. It's literally like it's a law that you cannot eat horses. But I mean, other people eat it.
Still meat.
Do you guys know about this banned cheese? Actually, it is katsumatsu with larvas in it. Like
Katsumatsu.
it's
Oh.
they make this cheese like from pecorino or something like this, and they intentionally put it in the conditions when it is infested with these larvas and everything, that those things grows, and you can eat it. It is
And
very
then it's in your,
dangerous
and then it
cheese.
develops in your stomach, right? Then it
It
becomes
is a
what you
quite
need to
dangerous
get rid
cheese,
of.
actually. Yeah, and
It's not
I
good.
think that I think it's banned some places. I was
But why is it
when I was
banned?
what?
Why is it banned?
Because it's dangerous. It
Is
is
it-
pretty dangerous
So it
thing.
makes
It is, but guess maybe it
Is it-
survives
it's a-
like
it's a-
eggs
it's a rotten-
survives, and then
It's a
in your
rotten cheese.
guts.
It isn't actually rotten food, but it is
I mean,
intentionally
old cheese is a little bit moldy and rotten, essentially, if you think about it.
I guess some are
No,
worse than
but
other,
this
maybe.
one, yes, this one, you just Google this thing. Just Google it.
What is it called?
I mean, larva is not something that's supposed to be in human's body.
Katsumatsu.
Katsumatsu. It sounds like Japanese, but then as you said it came from pecorino, whatever. It sounds like Italian, so I don't know.
It's Italian, yes. It is.
It has to be Italian and French,
Something
because
like
that's
this,
they
yeah.
go crazy about their cheeses and they stink like shoes. Let me tell about the ingredients that are going to be removed in a few years, removed by 26, 27, and you see if you agree with that or not. So synthetic food dyes, which are red 40, yellow 5, yellow 6, etc. They cause behavioral issues and potential cancer links in children. Are you okay to keep eating it, or are you gonna check ingredient list and try to not buy food with this stuff?
I actually
I'm
usually
sorry, I'm
check
still on
ingredients.
Or you don't care if
I'm
there's
still on
dyes in your
larva.
food.
I'm reading about larva.
You're busy with larva. And by the way, tell people what you're doing constantly on the screen, because we cannot see what you're exactly doing. Just your hands are moving, Nadia. Your
I'm-
arms are moving.
well,
Tell people, show us the
Right now, I'm
animal.
reading about larva. Okay,
But show the animal, yeah, because that's what she's doing. She's petting her pet. She's not doing anything weird, because sometimes it's like,
Yes.
what are you doing? Itching your leg? brushing your
I have
You know,
hair
this
on your
cheese.
legs.
You know,
I
this
have to
cheese is, I think it is in the Guinness Book as one of the most dangerous cheeses or most dangerous foods like in the world.
Oh, but okay, a live octopus is a
Oh.
very dangerous food.
Oh, yes. And
People
this
eat it.
fugu fish.
Fugu,
Yes.
yes, and people eat it still, and they choose to eat
Yes.
We're not going to call them idiots, right? We're not going to call these people idiots because
But they choose to eat it. They
say
choose
they
to eat
choose
it.
They choose it, but
Yes. They know what they're
with-
doing.
without this about this paint. Are you going to buy candy that are bright yellow or not? Because
No.
you know it's danger in it. No. Okay. Yes or no answer, Nadia.
it. Well, I in general, I try not to buy candy. as
No.
much as
Oh,
I can.
candy in general. Okay, that's a different level. Or if anything else that looks
Well, as
yellow.
much as I can. I'm not saying at all. Halloween just passed. Come on, people! Like everybody had candy. But
Okay, we all ate M&M. I know that probably, at some point of our lives.
Oh, yeah.
I try. Remember that movie? What was it called? It was
With Jennifer
wedding-
Lopez.
the wedding with the wedding planner. Yes.
Yes, she ate only brown M&M.
Yes.
Yes.
She's like, there's less coloring in it. That's not true though. It's
Yeah, probably not. That's not real chocolate too. Okay, next ingredient, titanium dioxide, if I say right. TiO2. Used for whitening, being phased out by companies like Mars and Walmart due to toxicity concerns. I don't even know what it is, and I don't know what that whitens. I never sometimes when I read ingredients like that are difficult to read, my brain chooses to skip it. Like it doesn't exist on the ingredient list. I find like sugar or something that I understand and I put this food down. But titanium dioxide, I'm like, okay, well, I'll eat it because I don't know what it is.
What about that app? You guys probably heard about it, the scanning app, where you scan the barcode and the app tells you, it grades it like how natural and how good it is for you from like 0 to 10,
Oh.
right?
Mhm.
So how good it is and how not. So a lot of people that I know, like people around me, are using this app and they're trying to coerce me to use this app. And I refuse to. I absolutely refuse to for two reasons.
You're not gonna eat anything.
Number one, you can't eat anything after that. Yes.
Yeah.
But number two also is in my head, right? In my head, who owns that app? How do I know that this is not another gimmick of like another marketing
Of a big company, of some
of a
farm,
big company
big
that
farm or
wants to-
something.
that wants to
Mhm.
steer your choices towards their products, right? And a lot of the things that we don't understand as consumers is that companies have like various brands, right? Because we think, oh, okay, Mars is Mars, and like I don't know, Twix is Twix, right? But in the end, they're all are owned by this huge one huge company, and they make different products, not only candies, right? They make a
Yeah.
whole bunch of other shit, and and by consuming it, we don't make connections that we're buying from the same company.
What are they
Yes.
whitening? What are they whitening in candy,
flour?
like Mars company? Flour?
Whitening.
I don't
and-
know.
Whitening.
Because this ingredient, titanium dioxide, it's used for whitening. And the company like Mars are removing it. Like, what are they? Mars is famous for their candy. Like, what are they even whitening there? I don't understand. I have no idea what it does. We need to research it. I don't know. The next ingredient, girls, BHA. I'm not even gonna say that. Let me try to say the whole name. Butylated hydroxyniazole. Okay, BHA, BHT, ADA. Do we know what it is?
No,
They're removing
No.
it.
I have to look it up. I have.
They're
no-
removing it. Okay, it's a bad ingredient, but it's okay. It's volunteer. It's a volunteer actually. Next ingredient, parabens. I think we all know about parabens at least, and phthalates. Phthalates. It's used in it's restricted in cosmetic and personal care products. It should be restricted by 2026. Is describes endocrine system.
Mhm.
So,
Yes,
and parabens are
it's hormones.
everywhere.
Your hormones. It ruins your hormones. It's again, we don't know. Think about all the other things that we don't consume, like we don't eat it per se, but we still use it in our everyday basis,
Yeah.
right? Like hand sanitizers, shampoos, right? Our makeup. Even our lipstick.
Deodorants. Yeah.
You know how much lipstick we eat a day? We eat a crap ton of lipstick.
Yeah, whoever
So,
uses lipstick, yeah,
but like
a
because
lot
we
of
eat it,
lipstick.
right? It's like on our lips, and by drinking, by talking, by whatever, we eat our lipstick. So in the end, we consume that product in our body. Um, there's just so many things, for my personal sanity reasons, I try not to think about those things because then I will literally go insane thinking about it.
Yes, the knowledge is an issue because have you ever heard of people who working like on some sausage productions? They say they're never gonna buy like sausage because
Sausage.
they know
Yeah,
how it's made and everything that the color things that paints and everything what they put in it. Like they're not eating this. I mean, like majority of them. This is the same thing.
yeah,
The problem here is that if we're talking about artificial food, if they will put it on the market and not tell us that they're putting it on the market, and we're not going to be able to find out, like everything is going to be found out in the end. This is a huge scandal. This is going to be something that it will blow out and like out of proportions because people would think that they're eating like a real meat or something, and they will
Mhm.
tell no, it's not even a soy meat. I'm still not
yeah,
over this plastic meat. I'm sorry. It's just
yeah,
bugging me because this is something that it's not just a fake thing. It is lies.
yeah.
It can be lies.
Who's going to be happy?
That's
Vegetarians are going to be happy.
the problem is, for example, that was a few years ago. I don't know if it's still happening. So a lot of obviously everything is on Earth is made from in China now, right? And
Mhm.
including rice. And the rice, in rice that was sent to African continent to African countries, they discovered the rice was plastic.
Plastic.
Okay, they
Mhm.
literally sold
I've heard about that.
plastic to
Yes.
people.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's like, oh yeah, you don't know, you eat it, but it's plastic. It's in people. You cannot get nutrition, and you get sick and you die because you
Mhm.
eat plastic. So that is an extreme case, right? And if everything like that, suddenly we buy meat, rice, macaroni, I don't know, apples, everything made of plastic, we will stop our existence because we're not going to last long for sure, because that's kind of
Well,
diet.
but then again, if you think about like all of the let's just call them like the world rulers, right? Because
Unfortunately,
between three of
World
us,
government or something. Yeah.
not,
Mhm.
and I think it's okay to say that we all believe that there are the world rulers, right?
we're conspiracy
Yeah.
theorists, yes.
We are conspiracy nuts. So therefore, it's safe to say that the world rulers are smart enough to understand that they can't just kill off all the people because there's not going to be anyone to rule. So they won't do it in a way to kill the whole population.
They
You know,
they can make it sick and just sick enough and
well,
stupid enough to just work for them.
maybe sick enough and stupid enough, but essentially not to extinct completely, not to like for the
That's
humanity to die
true.
completely. So that's one thing that I'm like in my head. Another thing is that people tend to a little bit sometimes, not all the time, I'm not saying all the time 100%, but people tend to be a little bit panicky. Remember that guy in Japan who was showing how he's making like burgers out of like plastic and wax and something else, but he's an artist and he makes those burger like fake burgers and fake foods for
Mhm.
commercials. When they shoot commercials, they don't shoot the actual food because it doesn't look good on the camera. They shoot
Yeah.
like plastic things that they spray with something, and they make them out of plastic to make it look pretty. So
Raw
people
food.
saw
Yes.
that.
Yes. Mhm.
People saw that the clip of him like making lettuce out of like the wax and whatever, and they started panicking. They're like, oh, this is what they're feeding us, and this is what's in our food, whatever. Dude, like relax. That was literally for a commercial shoot. Like watch the video until the end.
Yeah, we are talking about that. We have a lot of our lives we take from marketing, right? From whatever
Mhm.
marketed diet is or product. For example, what they're not gonna. If I've talked about parabens, right? And if you see something on the shampoo, it says no parabens free, we probably will prefer and buy it instead of something that doesn't say that, right? Or gluten, no gluten diet was very popular a few years ago in America. Like, no gluten, everything comes from gluten, you're gonna, all your diseases. And they started to put no gluten on everything, on shampoo. Like, what gluten is in shampoo? Why do you care about it? Like, right? You like, people get so obsessed with marketing stuff that they don't even use logic anymore.
You know what? When I see something like eco plaque on a food or on something, I don't buy it because this is fake. Because they can put this. Yeah, if you remember, they put this eco thing on some fairy or something like this, where you wash your dishes, and there was the ingredients were the same as the other things that you would buy to use in your kitchen to clean your
Mhm.
marketing at its worst.
Marketing, and also like what they can and cannot put on foods.
Ye-
The word organic. Oh, it's organic. Like, what
yeah.
does that exactly?
I think they put
I don't-
eco
I
in
don't
Russia,
buy
in
it.
Russian products, right? Or they put organic. What do they put in Russian
Yeah.
products that supposedly without pesticides? Organic? Eco. Okay. Eco. Okay.
Eco.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but that doesn't really mean anything. Like, it's so the whole idea
Nothing.
of us eating something weird, right? Or something like crickets and whatever instead of real meat. I don't think that that's going to happen in our generation. It might happen like in
Hopefully.
2 generations or so. I don't think it's going to happen like immediately. And if when it is going to happen, I think it's going to be a very slow rollout. Like, slowly they will start changing.
Yeah, of course. One product they will replace one product, that's another. Of course, that's probably the way it will go. And concerning the organic products, I was a big proponent of it. I want like everything organic, and I still buy it, even though already mentally, logistically, like all possible way, I know that it's the same field separated by a fence.
I'm sorry,
But
girls.
it makes you
girls.
think of healthy. Yeah.
About generations is going to be disgusting, but there's this book by Agustina Basterica, and this book called Special Meat. I think you both already know where I'm going with this. This is anti-utopian book.
People.
No?
Okay. Got it.
Okay. This is the anti-utopian book where something happened to the world where they had to kill every animal. They couldn't consume any animal meat because of some virus, and they didn't want to become vegans, I guess. So they decided to grow their own special meat. And where else can they take it? They didn't have the idea to print it, to make it a 3D printed meat, of course. So it was humans, of course. It was humans. They were growing them like in a special farms. They were like any other animals, like little pigs or something. This is disgusting book. This is very awful, and this is very it is horrible book. And talking to you right now, I think
I want
that
to read it.
it is better. It is better be just read it. It is better the 3D printed meat than a human meat, of course. This is the extremes that I hope will never become true. Not this. I hope that it's going to be some symbiosis of chemicals and real things and everything that so humans can just leave us this thing that we eat, leave us food. Let it be that we know that this is this was pig, or this was chicken, or this was organically grown raspberry or something like this. Because sometimes when I hear some things, when I watch videos, when I read books and everything, I'm getting like panic attacks because everything is so dark, and it feels like we're not gonna have this beautiful future that everyone thinks about. someone talks about, this artificial intelligence and Terminator becomes true. Someone's talking about special meat. Someone's talking about this and crickets and everything. What do you really think is going to happen? Like, do you really think that this kind of stuff can actually become reality in some sort, or it is a really, really bad imagination? Or we all
You mean-
so are
You mean it's in
or we all
humans?
so scared of
Cannibals?
everything? Yes.
Mhm.
No, I mean like in anything, like plastic food or like food from people, from humans, or something like this. Because it feels like we're fed a lot of horrors, intentionally even, maybe to make us even more depressed and scared of something that's gonna happen to us. I don't know how to say it. Like, there's a lot of thoughts about this.
Yeah, I think it's inevitable. I think it will happen eventually. Maybe not, as Nari said, not in our generation, because we still have a lot of resources. We go to the grocery store and it's overfilled with stuff, and we throw away a lot of food, right? And we don't even give a second thought to it. It will take time, but since the population is growing, it will happen. And I hope nothing will happen with the population. Let it grow. Let it grow.
This is the natural way of things, right? Our medicine is becoming better, so people live longer. Are they living longer, healthier? That's questionable. Some of them yes, some of them no, right? The more people, and if people are not dying and people keep reproducing, then guess what happens, right? We have overpopulation. Stopping short of, again, going into conspiracy theory where people think COVID-19 was man-made to control the population and kill off, the quote unquote weaker people, right? So
Yeah.
again, we do not know. So I live on the side of like, live your life every day, enjoy what you can enjoy. Don't think about it too much, because if you do, you will become crazy.
Yeah,
That's
just
true. I'm telling
not
you.
deliberately. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm telling you, every time when I hear and see some, like documentary or something about food, it makes me really hard to go to grocery store, because every time when I see a new like package, I'm trying to not think about what's in there, but I'm still thinking. When I forget about this documentary, I go more freely, but when I watch something again, it comes back. It like a wave of terror, that there's going to be a time where you will not have this freedom of forgetting things. I'm forgetting that this is not a real thing. I'm eating it and I'm happy about it.
Yeah, but in a lot of countries, it's still there's hunger in a lot of countries, and people don't have enough food, and they
Yes.
don't have plastic of choice for choice as food. But let it be like natural process. If it happens, happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But like, not try to replace it right now. For example, thousands of chickens and eggs were destroyed a few months ago, year ago, right, Nadia? And we didn't have eggs in the store. And eggs became very expensive because there supposedly was one bird that got bird flu, and all chickens were killed. And they start to regrow the population right now. But they can say the same about the meat and destroy all the cows and put plastic meat on shelves, not because we have overpopulation and we don't have a ground enough to raise the cows, just because somebody decided that it's time and replace it, like, not the natural process. That's the thing. That is the thing that bothers me a lot, the most about all of this bog flour and all of this. It's not the natural way it goes right now. And it's conspiracy theories. We know that human meat is also not such a rare thing somewhere, right? Already.
Yeah,
But we're not going to go in that direction.
Let's hope not. Let's hope
yeah.
not.
In the end of our conversation, flour is not that bad. Doesn't sound that horrible after all.
Right?
It's the end of the day, yes, if you
Yeah.
think about it.
Yes.
And
But
that's
better,
how-
better bog flour than people meat.
And that's how
Yeah.
they agreed. And that's how they agreed. Finally.
All right,
It's all not that bad, girls. At the beginning, we started arguing, but now.
enjoy your life, okay? And we'll see you in the next episode of
And,
Crazy. We
yeah,
start
and
talking about
if
something fun, and then we end up on cannibalism or whatever.
It is what it is.
it's a natural way, okay? We're all about
Yeah.
natural ways, and that's it. Just happened. Can control it, okay? Just happened. Anyway, it's good that they try to make our food healthier and remove harmful ingredients. So let's see what happens, right? Let's see what happens in the future. We unfortunately have no control over it. We just have control over our choices. Let's make them,
Oh, yeah.
healthy,
That's right.
right? That's it.
Subscribe and stay with
Let's
us.
grow our own food.
That's all. Yeah, let's start in the Nadia's garden in your dacha. We're coming to you, Yuda, to
Yeah.
grow our meat.
You're welcome.
Okay, guys. See you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.